Here, Spotty. Here's your dinner. Hurry up, please. I've got a surprise for you. See? Oh, no. We finish our dinner before we have our dessert. Go on now, clean your plate like a good little dog. That's better. Now you can have the bone. You going to eat it? Daddy, sometimes I think I don't understand dogs at all. Especially
What don't you understand about him, dear?
eating his dessert. He just buries it in the ground. Why doesn't he eat? That's what I don't understand.
Well, dear, I guess he just wasn't hungry after he finished his dinner. So he buried the bone. Then when he really wants it, he'll come back and dig it up again.
Oh, he saves his bone just like I'm doing with $1 I got from Aunt Sally.
That's right. Why, I'll bet that Spotty has lots of bones saved all around us.
And if I save $1 at figure, then I'll have lots of them, won't I?
That's right, dear.
Right back, Daddy.
All right, honey.
Daddy, may I use your shovel?
Sure, dear. Go ahead. Barbara, what in the world are you doing?
Saving my $1, Daddy.
Saving your... by burying it?
You said that's how Spotty saves his bones. My $1 will be good and safe here.
Oh, now, wait a minute, honey. We can't do everything that Spotty does. There are a lot of safer places to save our money than a hole in the ground. Why, even Spotty can't always find his bone when he really wants it. Look at that. He's already forgotten where he buried it.
Where's the safer place, Daddy?
Well, the safest place for us to keep our money is in a bank.
You mean a money store, Daddy?
Well, yes, but a bank really isn't like any other store in town. You see, in a bank, they don't actually sell things.
Why, I saw Mommy buying some money there.
No, dear, she wasn't buying that money. It was hers in the first place. She merely put it into the bank for safekeeping.
Oh.
You see, the bank makes a business out of keeping other people's money until they need it. Now, if I were a bank, you'd let me have your $1, and I'd take it and put it in a very safe place. And then when you came to ask me for it, because you wanted to buy something with it, the bank would give your $1 back to you. And if you put one of those dollars into the bank every week, why, before long, you'll have enough to buy a lot of things that you really wanted.
Hi, Dad.
Johnny?
Hi, Johnny.
Hiya, sis. Guess what? We beat the Tigers 27-2.
Oh, that's great, Johnny.
Look, I've got $1, and I'm going to put it in the money bank.
Good for you, sis.
I've just been explaining to Barbara about how the bank protects your money for you. Your brother puts money into his savings account every week, don't you, Johnny?
I sure do. I bought my new bike with the money I saved up from running after school errands. And I've already got $4 saved towards that catcher's mitt.
You get to count it every day?
Of course not. They just write down how much you have in your bank book.
Bank books have lots of pictures. Isn't that right?
No pictures.
If we showed Barbara your bank book, she'd understand a little better.
Sure, Dad. It's in my room. Come on, sis. Dad and I'll straighten you out on the whole thing. You see, sis, when you first put your money in the bank, they give you a book. like this, with your name on it. Then they mark down how much you've deposited.
What's deposited?
Well, that means putting the money in the bank. Look, suppose I was going to deposit your dollar in my account. I'd take my book down to the bank and fill out a savings account deposit slip. I'd put my name and address at the top, and then $1 where it says cash. Then I'd take my deposit slip and my dollar over to the counter. But I'd also have to give the man my bank book so he can enter the date I came in and the correct amount of my deposit. Then the amount of my deposit is added to what I already had in the bank. And this total tells me how much money I now have in the bank. He gives me back my book, and I've got another dollar saved. And that's all there is to it.
But I don't want my dollar in your money book.
All right, sis, then we'll just go back to the bank and withdraw it. This time, instead of a deposit slip, I'd make out a different kind, called a withdrawal slip, to take $1 out of my account. Then the bank would take $1 out of my savings account and give me back the money. And there's your dollar again.
Sit over here, honey. Let me have your bank book a minute, will you, Johnny?
Sure, Dad.
You see, dear, every one of these entries in Johnny's book shows how much money he saved in the bank each week. And if you save regularly, it doesn't take long for the money to grow. Now, in some schools, they have a special school savings program to help the students bank their money. And right here, it shows some extra money that the bank gives to Johnny that they call interest.
Why do they give it to him?
Well, they give it to him for saving his money in their bank, sort of like an extra prize. You see, dear, the bank lends some of its money to various people for certain lengths of time. For instance, a bank will lend money to people who want to buy a home, or to industry to build new factories. The bank will lend money to store owners to buy the things they sell to people like us, and to the government, and to pay people like firemen and policemen. The bank charges rent for the use of the money they lend. Out of this rent money, they pay you interest, or the extra money you get for saving in their bank.
And the more you save, the more interest you get.
And right here, it shows where Johnny drew out almost all his money to buy that new bicycle.
Boy, I'll never forget that. $33, and I had them give it to me all in dollar bills, so the stack would look a lot bigger. Gosh, I could hardly carry it all.
Daddy, may I have a money book too?
Of course you can, dear. Tomorrow morning, we'll take your dollar down to the bank and open a savings account just for you.
Gee, I have so much money I can't carry it all. Daddy, look. Spotty found his bone after all. May we take him to the money bank too?
Sure, he can go along, but without the bone. Thank you very much. We're always happy to welcome a new customer.
Look, Spotty, my very own money book.